Have you ever been so pulled into a story, so completely lost in it that you had to physically react? Like you actually had to duck to get out of the way? Well, we're going to talk about the exact moment that feeling was born.
Okay, so picture this. The scene is Los Angeles. The date, November 6th, 1952. People are filing into a movie theater, getting their popcorn, settling into their seats, and they have absolutely no idea that what they're about to see is going to change entertainment for good.
All right, let's get into it. Today, we're tracing a line from that very first 3D movie screen all the way to our modern digital dreams. We're talking about immersive tech and, maybe more importantly, the incredible future it's unlocking for female creators.
So our story really kicks off with something super simple, a paddleball, and a massive dream. We're going right back to that 1952 premiere of a movie called Bwana Devil, which, by the way, was the world's first ever feature-length 3D movie.
So there's this one scene where a paddleball comes flying, seemingly right out of the screen, straight for the audience's faces. And people didn't just sit there and watch. Oh no, they reacted. People were ducking in their seats, they gasped, and then they laughed. For just a second, that wall between the movie and real life just crumbled. And that moment, right there, sparked this truly revolutionary idea. It's a question that, honestly, we're still trying to answer today. What if you could go beyond just showing someone a story? What if you could actually make them feel it? That was the big bang for everything that came next.
Okay, so let's fast forward from then to now. That same question is being answered with a whole new creative toolkit. A toolkit that would have seemed like pure science fiction back then. Let's break down the main tools that are literally reshaping our reality.
So it all falls under this big umbrella term, immersive technology. Really, it's any kind of tech that blends our digital and physical worlds together. The goal is to make a digital experience feel, well, real, tangible. It's technology you feel like you're inside of, not just looking at.
And within that, you've got the two heavy hitters, AR and VR. Now, the easiest way to get your head around the difference is like this. Augmented reality, or AR, adds stuff to your real world. Think about those Instagram filters that pop goofy glasses onto your face. That's AR. Virtual reality, or VR, on the other hand, replaces your world completely. You put on a headset, and boom, you're somewhere else. One layers on top of reality, the other builds a whole new one.
And then you have the real game changer, the ultimate accelerator. AI, artificial intelligence. In this world, AI is like the most powerful creative partner you could ever ask for. It helps creators generate visuals, music, scripts, you name it. It closes that gap between a wild idea in your head and a thing you can actually see and hear. I absolutely love this quote because it just nails it. Back in the day, 3D opened up a whole new visual dimension for our eyes. Well, now AI is doing that exact same thing, but for our imagination. It's giving us the tools to build worlds faster and more freely than we ever thought possible. Okay, so we've got these incredible, mind-blowing new tools. But you know what? The tech is only half the story. The really important part is who's getting to use it. And that brings us to the main event, how women are using this tech to finally take control of the narrative.
So we have to ask, right? Why is this technological shift such a huge deal for women, especially in an industry that for so long has been, let's face it, pretty male-dominated? Why does this moment matter so much?
Well, the answer is actually really simple, but so powerful. It's because access to the tools of creation is access to power. Period. When women can build and innovate with this technology themselves, they're no longer just characters in someone else's story. Nope. They become the architects. They get to design the worlds we all step into.
And this is where amazing organizations like the Thriving Women Network, or TWN, step in. They're not just talking about it, they are actively making it happen. We're talking hands-on workshops with the latest tech, building partnerships with huge industry leaders, and creating mentorship programs. It's all about giving women real creative and economic leverage in this new frontier.
So let's just rewind for a second. Think back to that dark theater in 1952. The audience was passive. Their biggest contribution to the story was to react, to duck. But today? Oh, it's a completely different story. Creators aren't just reacting to what's thrown at them. They are the ones who build the entire experience from scratch. And this huge shift, from reacting to actively building, has implications that go way beyond just entertainment.
We're talking about the power to shape the next dimension of our shared reality, and to use these new kinds of stories to drive actual social change.
See, here's the secret sauce. This technology is an empathy engine, because you aren't just watching, you are there. You can be put directly into someone else's shoes to feel the sting of inequality or the absolute joy of a triumph on a deeply personal gut level. It's storytelling that builds bridges of understanding.
And that brings us full circle, doesn't it? That audience in 1952 ducked when the story broke through the screen. But today's creators, especially the women who are leading this charge, they don't duck. They're the ones building the wall, coding the story, and designing every last pixel of that next dimension.
So, if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that the future isn't some passive thing that's just happening to us. It is being actively designed, coded, and dreamed up. And, as this quote says so perfectly, the women at the heart of this movement, well, they aren't just sitting back and watching the future unfold. They're the ones producing it,